app started this and it says 555. Y'all, I have been seeing like the angel numbers the past 2 days. I'm like, what is going on? Anyway, what's happening with you? We're going all natural today for this video because a bitch didn't want to put on makeup and I'm really comfy in my PJs and I'm gonna go to bed soon. So here we are today, just doing this. Some like slapping thing.
We're doing the background.
I don't think this is actually that bad. You can like see my picture in the background.
I really see it, but it's an elephant.
What does this have to do with the video? It doesn't. 222! I just saw 222 on the thing. Like, it's just like, I swear this has been happening to me the last 2 days and like something big must be going on. The last time this happened, the universe like dropped a bomb that I was moving. And I was like, oh my god. So we'll see what's happening this time. Probably like a shake up in my foundation because that's what the last one meant, but we'll find out. Anyway, hello, welcome to Mondays with May. How we doing, friends? I hope you're doing well. We're having like a little slumber party today, you and I, in our PJs. Hope you're comfy. I hope you're doing well. I'm sending you so much love. To be honest with you, I haven't been doing very well recently. It's kind of been a struggle, and I wanted to talk about it, and I kind of wanted to talk about just like the thought process I've been having over the last like month and a half, about the Matrix and just about getting sucked into the stories and like 3D reality, and I just want to talk about it. I feel like recently there's been like occurrences in my life that have just been stressful, like some relationship stuff going on, like karmic patterns that I've been reliving, and like just with like my abundance and work with stuff. There's just been a lot of occurrences in which I just like got so sucked into them. Like I kind of forgot the world existed. Like I just got tunnel visioned. Like it was kind of like this feeling of my ego and like inner, oh my god, my incense literally just fell on the floor. I was trying to get off like the parts. I'm just incense you. Oh my god. I was trying to like get off the parts that like were dead. I like to do that while the incense goes, and then it literally just like onto the floor. I kind of just like tunnel vision. It's almost as if like I couldn't exist or like be comfortable or be okay, you know, feel spirit's love unless like this relationship worked out, or I couldn't like, you know, have the abundance that I feel like I struggle to say I'm owed. Here I was like putting so much energy into like trying to get like drops of abundance, like arguing over like little amounts that were change. I guess I was just like putting so much energy into a problem that was happening, and it was really only for like a little bit more abundance, but it was taking up a huge amount of energy. I was like, this is not balanced. Like this is not. And I started to realize this when our mental health started to decline a bit. And yeah, I felt like I was just really like getting into lack mentality as well with these occurrences, these events. Like I, again, like, you know, instead of having these like situations that fulfill me and really like bring in abundance and love and all like the good feelings, I feel like I was putting so much energy out to so many different things in my life and only getting like a little bit back. And that's kind of been a pattern like throughout my life where I put in so much energy to relationships or jobs or things and I get like crumbs. I get freaking crumbs. And you know, I don't deserve crumbs. I deserve more. And it's taken a long time for me to be able to say that, for me to feel that like in my body. Like I know that what I give out, I get back. And what I'm giving out to these situations in my life, I'm not getting back. I felt like these situations were just really draining me. And I was really deep into the stories of just like, if I don't do this, I'm not going to get what I need. If I, don't act this way, then this person's not going to react this way. Or just like, all those like cycling thoughts going over and over and over. The panic thoughts, the worrisome thoughts. Fatigued, I started to feel depressed more, really anxious. And I was like, why am I feeling this way? And then when I thought back to it and reflected on what was happening, I was like, oh my gosh, like I'm like so into what's going on right now. And it was kind of just like a moment for me to reflect, like, oh, like this was like all the stuff that I feel like I've been telling myself and working on. Like this was a chance for me to apply those, like those beliefs and those skills and Taoism and breathwork and other new age beliefs that we talk about. I don't know, like surrendering and stuff like that. This is my chance to like practice those, and I feel like I was practicing them pretty well until like a lot of stuff just went down at once, and that's just life, right? And then we can get sucked into 3D reality and pulling it back out and observing and coming out from place of awareness. But I really feel like I lost my sense of peace over these like events because I care so deeply about people and I care so deeply about what's going on to me. And my ego just attaches to communities, people, what have you, that I get like so involved, like way more than I need to be. And, it's just something that I work on. But kind of what I really wanted to like tie this all back to was this idea of detaching from situations and looking at them with awareness. Because once I started to just like not be involved in the story of like he said this person acted this way, this is what the gossip I heard from here. Once I just like took back and was like, oh my goodness, okay, how am I feeling about all these things? How am I doing? I was like, oh no, I'm like so reactive right now. I'm like not like coming at this from a place of like, what do I feel like fills me up? What do I feel like is my place in all of this? What do I feel like I have to offer, or don't want to offer? And through that kind of reflection, I made this decision to remind myself of my peace is important. Abundance comes to me. It flows to me. I don't need to like work so hard in order to get something little back in like all aspects of my life. Like it can be an equal energy exchange. And that's just been like my cycle over and over and over in this life so far. Like I don't know. When my trauma speaks to me, it says I don't deserve goodness, to feel good, to feel happy. When my trauma speaks, it pushes people away. When my trauma speaks, it runs away. It's outie. Like, when my trauma speaks, I react instead of, taking that step back and saying, what is good for me here? How am I feeling? What can I do to regulate myself, to make myself feel good? There are times where I feel as if I'm out of the matrix and coming at everything from a place of awareness and deciding to give love out instead of reacting or contributing to negative cycles or patterns or things that I feel like are hurtful to myself or other people or society. And there are times when I'm like really deep into the matrix and reactive and can't see myself out of it and start catastrophizing and all those like limited beliefs start coming up. So it just kind of reminded me of like awareness in general, like when we meditate. Like I've noticed this over time, and over time I mean years. Not like in 10 days, not like in 2 months, a couple of years. I bring my focus back out of the matrix quicker and faster. It might only be 1 minute faster out of like 10 days of like, I don't want to say suffering, but like, it was kind of bad. Like, it's like that place of bringing yourself back, your mind and focus. You know, oh, my mind's over there, let me bring it back. My emotions are thinking about this, I'm thinking about what I have to do next, and then I bring it back to the breath. And it's like a practice over and over. Out of the 3D reality and more into love, more into peace, more into awareness, and then really decide, what do I want to do right now? How do I want to react to this? What do I want to, like, how do I bring in love, awareness, truth, whatever it is that I'm searching for into this situation? You know, and I think when we talk about awakening, sometimes we talk about it like you're awake or asleep. And I don't know, you ever feel groggy? At least in the United States culture, we can look at things in a very black and white way. And I think, you know, adding in those shades of gray is something that we're trying to do all around. Or, well, it might be more, it might serve us more to think about things in more shades of gray. It's not like you're awake or asleep. Sometimes you're the Matrix completely. Sometimes you're like kind of in and out, like you're holding both perspectives. Like, okay, I'm supposed to do this thing where like I'm just looking at this from a place of awareness, but I'm actually really, really scared. And then sometimes you're like detached and you're like, oh yeah, this is just like a 3D reality. Like, it's okay. And that's why it's a practice, you know? It's everything is a practice in life. It was just a really good reminder to me because I feel like I will have a lot of shame around being in the Matrix, and kind of seeing it in this way really showed me like, oh, okay, like there is some progress being made, even if there wasn't progress being made. Like I think I'm thinking about it in a different way now. Like instead of thinking like I'm awake or I'm asleep, not really, you know, thinking it's like a bad thing if I'm in the Matrix. One of my favorite teachers, Kenneth Soares, says that like Earth is the school for the most courageous souls, and it is just so courageous to be here, and even like triply courageous. That's like, yeah, really. Just you're very courageous for being yourself, for expressing yourself and your soul on this earth. Like it's, whew. I think just being here, I think, is like one of the biggest decisions you can be, like actually being on this earth and accepting it. And then also like acting the way you want to act and leading from a soul place rather than a fear-based or abundance-based than fear-based or lack-based. And one of my biggest things is detachment. I just get so attached to things, and then I will react from it from a place of fear. Like, I'm gonna lose this thing if I don't act, if I don't do X, Y, and Z, and if I don't like do things I learned from my childhood or whatever. Like, so I wonder how you guys kind of think about this, like going in and out of the Matrix, or applying spiritual concepts that you've learned. What do you do to bring yourself back and detach from things rather than getting sucked into the Matrix? I like to, I think like breath now, like now that I've thought about it in this way, I'm like, breathing kind of brings me back to that place now where I'm just like, all right, let me look at this not from a fear-based perspective, not from a fear-led place. Times when I feel like I'm just in the story like over and over, I just like do see. Sometimes when I'm in the story like over and over and over in my head, I'll just try to like distract myself for a little bit and just be like, I don't know, watch TV or something, or play a video game, or like spend time with my cats to just like get my mind off of it, and then have enough, you know, like distance from the situation for me to be able to be like, okay, I see that I was really involved, or this is where I was coming at it from. So yeah, those are my like 3 or 4 things. I don't know. I'll know when I edit. And I guess I'm wondering how you guys feel about this too. Like, you know, this is kind of the part where I talk about my experience and ask you guys, like, what is like your thoughts around this? Like, how do you kind of handle this, like being in this 3D reality and feeling like getting sucked in, and then also like trying to hold like all the teachings that we feel really resonate with us, because this 3D reality can be really hard at times. Thank you so much for being here. I am sending you so much love, and subscribe for more content like this, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, friends.